I'm glad you brought up Home Alone, TJ, because I wanted you to talk about that because you're one of. I think we're all in the group text or whatever, but I think that was your kind of brainchild to do some kind of stream for charity. Talk to us about like the organization and the idea behind it, and then we'll go over to Richie or BASSDADDY to talk about coming up with like the concept and design.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I think it may have been. I want to say it was. I think Nikki said something like, I think we had one night, like right after quarantine started, we're all in like a big Plur lockdown group or whatever. And I want to say it could have, I could be wrong on this. I think it was Nikki who said like, oh, like I want to see you guys DJ because we DJ'd that night and we are trying to DJ like this, talking over like 15 different people.
Yeah, it was one of those house party
like
things.
everybody, yeah, and everybody's just lit and nobody could hear anything, and it was just wild. But I think by the end of it, like everybody just kind of had like little short mini sets, and I want to say she said something like we should do a different time, so that we can do it like you guys have a separate time, and then maybe we could do this like a little bit later. Well, we decided, I don't know when it came up, but we were talking and it was like, yo, screw it. Let's just invite all of our friends. Nobody's working right now. We're all hungry for it. Like we were just starting up the crates thing. We had some other things in the work. Night driver sessions was going strong. We were working in with Chris Carlin. Shout out him. I think he's watching. And so it was like all of us just kind of talking through this chat, like, yo, let's get something together. Let's figure out this stream shit. BASSDADDY found out about OBS initially. And we said, screw it. Let's make this like an official thing. Like, let's do the Instagram for it. Like, let's do promo. Let's do 2 weeks time for that. Give people enough time to like really get invested. Because everybody's streaming right now, which I get. For like casual viewers, you need a little bit more interaction, a little bit more hype to get them going. So like it's been spitballing for what, maybe a month now, something like that. And then afterwards it was like, all right, well, we got this going strong. Let's just hit up the homies. Use everything we've learned in the past however long it was, since January when we started crates and everything else going on. And started doing all of our shows at Dushinto. It was like, let's use all that knowledge, figure out this stream shit, use all our connections, bring in the homies, and let's just throw a fucking banger. So that's where we're at.
Cause.
It's pretty impressive that you started in January learning, and now you're, coordinating this live stream. You're doing what you have to do. Being a brand new DJ, I know you're really excited to get back at it, I'm sure. So that's really cool that you're, after it quick. Sounds like you have a good support group around you too. So I think it'll work out great.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Thank you.
That's sick.
By day, I'm a designer. It's just kind of a second nature. And the moment, TJ and Nikki, our friend Nikki, they brought up this thing to do this. I was like, oh man, this is great. Like, what a time to do it. And this is a perfect time to just go all out on something like this, man. We're all just sitting at home. There's all these people, they're risking their lives right now to keep us all safe, and we got, let's do something too, right? So so I was like, man, I'm gonna try and make this thing look as professional and make it look as nice as possible. So like right off the bat, man, I was just so inspired, and literally I stayed up all night and just started designing all kinds of things to make this look cool. Yeah, I've been in the business of social media and web design, digital flyers, all that kind of stuff. So this stuff just came second nature to me, man. And you know, I got all kinds of templates and everything all set up already for me. Just slap on imagery.
Wow.
All I needed were your ugly asses, pictures, and place in there. And that was it.
You look good though. You look good.
Nice. That's good, man. You got those tools for sure.
Yeah,
Graphics
I
Daddy,
love doing
Shannon
it, man.
called you.
So maybe I'll ask you guys this: BASSDADDY and King, and then we'll go back to Stevie D. Like, I don't want you guys to give away too many secrets, but like, what kind of things can people expect? Because I know I've been watching the group chat or whatever. You know, you guys are talking about some crazy stuff that you're doing with like the graphics and the green screens and backgrounds. So just tell us, like, why should people watch this? Why is this better than, you know, just your average stream? We'll start with Richie and then we'll go to TJ.
I think you know, first off, I mean, the lineup. I mean, everyone on this lineup is super talented. You know, we a lot of us are well known. You know, for, you know, as far as locally in town, maybe even beyond. You know, and that's definitely a huge part of it. You know, and you know what, and because of that, because we've got this awesome lineup, man. You know, let's make this shit look real nice. You know, and with all the cool technology and you know, like things like OBS, man, you know, obviously Facebook, but right now Facebook Live is just giving us all kinds of problems. Instagram, all this, you know, incredible tech. It's allowing us to do, you know, it's giving us that flexibility to do all this fun stuff. I mean, we can do green screens, we can do all kinds of crazy stuff. You can mess with, you know, PNGs, graphics to place on top of you know, your live streams. And you know, and I think, you know, when we first started this, you know, you guys are all in that group chat, I was like, you guys go crazy on this stuff, have fun with it, man. You know, like freaking, you know, I mean, it could be the most simplest thing you can do. That could be to make your virtual stage look good. You know, maybe just flip it upside down so everybody looks at you upside down. You know, like, you know, just fucking have fun with it, man. You know, you know, you look at the threshold of this. You know, people are probably going to watch it for maybe about 5 minutes, and they might get off. You know, and they'll maybe come back on. But like, you know, it's not always. It's a very small percentage of people that are just watching it straight through, right? They might just have it in the background. So it's kind of your chance to go nuts. You might as well go crazy. You really don't have anything to lose. You know, you know, your music, you know, our music's going to sound great. Go ahead and take advantage of making your virtual stage. Have fun with it. Like I said, turn your screen upside down. Shit, turn it sideways.
Now I'm going to be in your chat like,
whatever.
hey man, where's the upside down video? You were talking about it on the podcast. Where's it at?
Well, I was just saying that I love the lineup is diverse. The lineup is great, like Govind just said, because the lineup's fire, and that it's for a good cause. I think, you know, the community in the city is already great, and this is going to show people even more so that, you know, we're coming together, we're getting through this together, and I think the support on it's fantastic. So I was just kind of agreeing with everything BASSDADDY just said, because I think it's important that we all come together right now, and it for being for a charity thing too is just awesome to me. I think that was like something that really stood out to me that I enjoy.
TJ, what's
Amen.
one thing that you're doing to make your stream pop tomorrow? Because I know you were doing a couple things.
Yeah, I've been working on visuals. I just got in the green screen, and bro, I think I spent like 3 days just getting all kinds of stuff ready to go. I come from a diverse background. I also play diverse music. You know, I do hip hop, Afrobeat, dancehall, grime, UK grime. Like that's in my sets too. And so I put like a little message in there you guys will see tomorrow. I think is pretty relevant. I like to create visual aspects, and also kind of challenge the viewer a little bit, even if it's just something quick. So I've been working on some visuals, and it's pretty dope. I'm really excited. It's been hard not talking about it.
That's why I got
not
you on
showing
here,
anybody
man,
it yet.
I know you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, so tune in tomorrow. You'll see. It's pretty dope. I'm really pumped for this. I'm really excited for the lineup. When we made this, especially with this group having a lot of friends and family in like healthcare, and all of us are pretty ride or die for this city. You know what I mean? Like, we give shit about Columbus, and I think that that's kind of what helps us stand out too with what we're trying to do right now. Even down to the donations, we're just like, it may be a little inconvenient for some people. We'll drop a link in the stream and stuff, but like, we would rather you just donate straight to the organization. It doesn't need to go through any more hands or anybody else. If you can, donate to them, even if that means not watching. I know it's kind of counterpoint to what we'd probably want to say, but that's what we give a shit about. We care about our city.
So we just did James' favorite section. My favorite section is, what is one tip to DJing or business that you guys could share with our listeners?
My biggest thing is just be adaptable, know where your weaknesses are, I guess, and thrive on your strengths. Whether that is marketing, social media presence, technical skills on the CDJs or controller, whatever you're using. Just really put time into whatever you're lacking, because I've noticed the more time you put into that, not flaw, but I guess you would call it a weakness, the more you grow. So, yeah.
I've actually got two. They go hand in hand. Something, sorry. There's something Wes and Richie had taught me initially when I was like starting out that like really kind of stuck with me. Richie said the first part, just fucking do it. Like, take every chance you get, just fucking do it. Doesn't matter. And I think Wes had kind of rounded it out, because he told me afterwards, as I was like practicing and stuff initially, and he was like, look, you're going to fuck up. Everybody fucks up. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how long you play. You're going to fuck up. Just recover. And that's really it. You know what I mean? Like, if it doesn't work, don't just fucking stop. No matter what you're doing, don't just fucking stop. Just figure it out. Keep going. Be all right.
I like that.
Yeah, don't be afraid to mess up.
Resilient.
That too. That's good.
I think it was A-Track or maybe Craze who said, if you're not messing up, then you're not doing anything difficult, right? One of those two.
Yeah, failing.
Very.
Yeah.
Amen. Right on.
And then Richie, what's your
How about
tip?
you, Richie?
I want to piggyback a little bit off what Stevie was saying. Kind of learning the equipment, being flexible with whatever equipment you come by. I mean, you're going to be dealing with controllers or equipment that you've never worked on. You're going to even be playing on equipment that's broken, and you just got to try and figure it out and be flexible and just kind of learn to deal with it, because that's like everything else, it's going to happen. You're going to run into it. But the other thing I wanted to mention too is the community we have here in Columbus, man. It's great. Like the electronic dance scene is awesome here. Like, again, I'll riff off again, like with Nick and his team. With my best friend's party. I mean, what they're doing is is awesome. Again, shout out to him. I mean, he gave me so, all these opportunities to play at Thump as well, and I can't thank him enough for that as well. But I think when you're around that community, when you're around all these other talents, all these other DJs, I think it is so important to keep a humbleness. Everyone, there's a lot of talent out there. Everyone's talented in their own way. And I think it's just so important that you stay humble in this community. There's a lot of people still learning. There's a lot of people that have been in a long time, but it's you want to stay open enough. You want to stay friendly enough that you keep inviting these people into this world. And thanks TJ for calling out. But I mean, it's like, you're right. You just gotta fucking do it, man. If it's something you wanna do, if it's DJing you want to do, if you want to play more shows, you want to write more stuff, do it. But keep that humbleness. Keep grounded. I mean, I think that's gonna go a long way. The longer you're in it.
I would echo that and say being humble, is easier too when you have the right support around you, the right criticism coming, and the right, ears on your music and your sets. We talked about this a little bit last episode. If you have a corner and they're all telling you killed it all the time, then you're not going to get better, because chances are that you probably did okay, but they're not going to, like, a real friend that wants to see you succeed is going to tell you what you did wrong or little areas that you could have been better.
Absolutely. Amen.
I want to go back to Stevie D real quick. You mentioned that one of your weaknesses was marketing. And I mean, when I was talking to James, he said that was one of your strong suits. And James, I think you even had a question about like how he gets people to his shows, right?
Yeah, I just want to know how he goes about it, because I know that he's new to the social media thing, but you have other outlets to get your friends to come out, right?
Right. Yeah. I guess I misspoke. I meant more like social media presence. Like I've been definitely working as far as like Twitch. I did what are those things, like the Linktree thing. I am definitely adapting as far as social media presence. That's more or less what I was saying. But as far as marketing, I have a Stevie D group chat with like over 100 people of my friends that just want to have a good time, and that's always my go-to. And then a lot of my fraternity buddies, and yeah, just a lot of networking has really what helped me. But I haven't posted generally any shows on my Instagram other than my story. So I feel like I just have to just work on posting more. Even my like non-DJ life, I probably post like once every 6 months. So got to work on that.
Well, no, you said you have a group of 100 people. I think a lot of people are trying to make their own groups and stuff. But I think what you do is you keep a good personal touch to it. You keep in touch with everyone individually. I feel like, you can make a big group with a lot of people, but if you're only posting flyers, for example, or, you're only hitting your wall with like generic content, it's not going to be as effective. So I feel like your friends feel connected to your journey of DJing, and I think that that's something that we could all, take advice from moving forward. You want people to genuinely support you, and you genuinely want them to feel that you appreciate them coming out to your shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And that definitely does have some, that has some thought to it as to why I don't post like, the only time I post is on my stories, is because, I mean, I don't even know how many Instagram followers I have, but like, let's say I have 1,300 followers. I would say probably over 50% don't live in Ohio. So they're not going to
There you
come.
go.
So why, I don't know, you have to, I don't want to annoy people, but I also want to promote and be effective,
We could have a whole
Sure.
episode on that.
I like it.
Whatever you're doing now, it's obviously working for you, right? I mean, you're getting followers. You're starting to get some sort of motivation or some sort of leeway of getting your name out there, getting known. So it's something's working for you. It is working for you. But when it comes to if you want to increase your marketing, or if you want to do your Facebooks, your Instagrams, you gotta take it in the stride that you can handle, right? Because when you start to do it, you will experience a significant jump in your activity, and how you're going to maintain it. So right now, whatever you're doing, that's what you can maintain now. But once you start doing that,
right.
Things will start to pour in, and that will start to gain. You'll start to gain a little bit more. What is it? Some more activity
Traction.
in your social space. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
That's a good point.
That's true. Yeah. I like that.
Got a technical question for Richie and TJ. So you guys have both done shows in 2020, like new parties, and they've been really well attended. Saturday, like 4 or 5 Saturdays in a row, you guys, basically filled up Ducento, which was doing 0 numbers. And I cannot stress that enough. There's nobody. Okay, and there's 10 people in that bar that aren't there to see, for your guys' parties. So, can you just, tell?
Yeah.
I think it's a major.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's major for new DJs to learn how to throw parties, because there's only a few clubs. There's probably going to be fewer clubs after this is done, and that's going to be how you get, your music, especially if you're playing something that's other than club and top 40 out. So, for those people, what tips do you guys have to start a night strong and not have to have this long process to where, it's 10 people, 15 people? You guys started with like 150 people almost.
Yeah. What is it? TJ, is that cool? You want to go first, or?
It's up to you, brother. I'm cool.
Yeah, I mean, Ducento, I'd say back in 2019, they were, they were kind of going on the down. They just were not getting the customer base that they wanted. And, Ted and I, we were trying to do our thing there. We were trying to, the crowd was really, it was an open format crowd. So, it was my chance to kind of practice my open format DJing and try to practice as much as I could there. We one day we were just like, hey, let's try throwing a party. Let's just see what happens, and we did our little marketing test, Stevie, where we're just like, let's just start getting a little bit crazier on Facebook and Instagram, and we gave it a shot, and let's see what happens. And boom, our first party was, it was pretty good. It wasn't too bad. It was a lot better than what they usually get. And, and then got together with TJ, got together with his team, and his friends, and, got some other friends together, and, just decided like, hey man, let's just go full on forward with this. And I think it, definitely having, the bar and the bar owners backing you up, making sure that, they're on the same board with you, the same plane with you, as far as, before taking off, right? Making sure you've got support, your friends or whoever is going to help you do this, the talent, like having all that. And we had that whole ecosystem. We had everything down. We were like, shoot, we could do this. And boom, we put a schedule together. I think it's important to have a nice organized schedule, a plan, a proposal. You want to present to the bar, let them know, hey, this is what we're thinking about bringing in, and they agreed to it. Again, that's super important. Those owners, they got to agree to it. They got to be like, okay, yes, let's do this. And they got to make sure they're staffed correctly for it. And shoot, like literally, like every weekend exponentially just kept getting crazier and crazier and crazier. And next thing we knew, around December started hitting, January hit, we literally saved the bar from going under. And we just,
Wow.
any party that we started throwing, it just, it was a happening spot. And just when it was just about to, really start ramping up even more, this whole thing happens. And, yeah, I mean, I gotta say, like I kind of see it as like a trifecta, right? You gotta have good marketing, people behind the good marketing, having the bar behind you and back you, making sure like, their staff, their owners, everyone's, they're sort of, they're ready to go. And then the talent, and you got those three things, man. Oh my gosh. Like it's awesome.
Over.
I really liked how you said you have to manage your ecosystem, like find out what are the important things to make a party successful, and then make sure you manage those things. I love that. So thank you, Richie. TJ, can you add on to that? More stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think we learned a lot this year, man. It's been a ride. Yeah, just piggybacking off that, like, I think another thing is like when you go with the intent that maybe you'll have to do this for free for a second. Prove to the bar, prove to the owners, like, hey, I'll do this show. We'll see turnout. Make sure you do your promo. Like, for real, do promo runs, guys. Like, that helps. And, like, learn from everything. Like Richie was saying, like, you get the promo, you get the talent, and obviously you got to trust in yourself. You got to trust in your friends, your team. That's important. Like, I cannot stress enough. I want to see people like ask for help more, to be honest. Like, I started this and I had no fucking idea what I was doing. And I pulled resources from my friends and worked with like good people that I knew, and we just helped each other out. And then we got, like we did crates. We've got Night Driver over there. We've got, we brought in Thump. Shout out those guys. Timmy's House came in over there too. Shout out Govin. Like, you gotta not be afraid to work with people. If you got a lane, build it and work with it and collaborate within it and help each other come up together. That's what I think really helped with what we did over there, was like bringing in everybody and making sure that, it wasn't just we're there for our shows. We were out there supporting Thump and all these other guys, like on their nights, and making sure we showed up even if we weren't playing, like just being there for each other, supporting, promoting it. Like, you got to have that. You really got to have that. So like Richie was saying, like the ecosystem, really just like curate it and like help it. And I guess just kind of learn, I think, in terms of concepts. I'm big on like concepts, albums, and whatever. Like with the crazy stuff we were doing on Night Driver, and like even with the Home Alone thing, like we took one concept and we pulled absolutely everything we could, down from the name to how we were going to do it, to the promo for it, like how it was going to look, feel, the vibe. Like, you really got to curate that instead of it just being sporadic or just not really going in. Fucking go all in on it. You know what I mean? Like, have fun with it and put your stamp on it. I think that's going to be important for you to get your foot in the door in whatever you're trying to start, whether it's a party or whatever.
Hey, James, that idea of supporting your ecosystems and supporting each other as DJs, it keeps coming up like every episode. Do you notice that?
Yeah, dude. It just goes to show that, like, the people that are involved in this industry in Columbus get it. They're starting to see what's working and what doesn't work. And I feel like he said, if we're all in this together, we're all going to grow together as well. within the city and
Nice.
outside of the city, because it only takes one of us to really get going, and then the people that support that person are going to go with that person. And it makes it more fun too, right? Like when you're supporting each other, and when you're involved with somebody, if they're asking questions, I know you love that, Mike. Like that's something that you love, to help people. You make tutorials. Like people love watching your tutorials, when how to DJ, how to scratch, whatever it might be. And we need more of that.
Which actually, listen to the segue though. Listen to the segue. So we got to do, we're talking about togetherness in the DJ community. I want to go into 614 or 614 releases. And one track that's come out recently is Together by none other than our own Stevie D right here. So epic segue, right? I'm talking about Together. No. All right, never mind. So anyway, we got 614 releases this week. DJ Kenobi, who was on the podcast last week, released Jedi Mind Tricks 19 on SoundCloud. And happy birthday to Zach Lowe, who was on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Man, we got a couple podcasts out, James. We got a little
birthday,
history.
Zach. Dude, this is episode 6, and the feedback's starting to roll in. I love it. It's crazy because, like, when we did our first one, we were just kind of like figuring it out a little bit. And now I feel like we're comfortable. It's fun.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video, especially if you found something helpful or interesting. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode or any of the tutorials that James was talking about. And I think that's it.